G'day ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zach and welcome back to Printed. Jumping into today's video, I have a few things. I've worked on a bunch of hobby projects for this week. I have found a bunch of new really cool models from a few different creators. And I have a little Instagram account from someone who paints like an absolute god. But we're going to be jumping straight into the hobby highlights for this week. And believe it or not, I may or may not have completed a Chaos Dwarf model. Now, it's legitimately just one guy, and I think I finished painting him, I think it was like mid last week. And I love him, like he's just a little guy. Had a bunch of fun with him, he was super fun and easy to paint. TLDR, I love clear paints and like putting them over metallics. I think it gives them an amazing result. He basically was painted with, so black undercoat. I think I did like a gloss because like when you put metallics over gloss just looks so much better than like a matte finish. Did that, spray painted like, I think it was Vallejo silver over the top, and then came in with a brush, some Tamiya clear red, put over all the red armor panels, and like he was looking pretty sexy, but like the second I put on the gold trim on him, he ended up looking so freaking good. And it's probably like one of the quickest and easiest and sort of most rewarding paint jobs I have done in a very long time. And is genuinely making me contemplate like starting a Chaos Dwarf army. And I know I say that about everything, but like these guys, not as just I want to play army, as like I just want to collect these dudes because they look awesome. And specifically like these models from Lost Kingdom miniatures look fantastic. I freaking love them. And I could definitely see myself painting a large amount of them. I do also have a Chaos Dwarf Sorcerer that I am painting. And he is in a very weird stage. I was really vibing with it. Did a lot of work on his like cape and his metallic armor and everything. And like I ultimately don't want to go for like a display level quality for him, but like there's some things that I want to do to emphasize the model and to make him look like a better character than everyone else. But I kind of had my mojo until I did the fire, and then I was like, oh, that looks terrible. Because the inks that I use, unless you airbrush them with like an ultra-matte medium, they come out very gloss. And I kind of now have to mask him and then put like a gloss paint over it so that I can get my normal paints. Actually, I could probably just paint him, like, do all the glowy fire effects and then do like the ultra matte varnish. And then I feel like maybe that would just fix all of my issues. I might do that because now that I'm thinking about it out loud, I might just do that. I did also make a bit more progress on the Ultramarine rescue. I didn't do the 50 Space Marines that video is probably going to be quite a few weeks away because it's going to take me a very long time to paint them. But the Ultramarines, you might be able to see them lodged in the corner of the video here. I have made a bunch of progress on those dudes, and they come out really nicely. Since gluing them to their base, I'm genuinely impressed with how far they've come, and kind of excited to do the next steps, because like I feel like the Terminators are going to be really quick to paint. Like Mani's Calgar and his Honor Guard, because I realized that they've got a bunch of like seams in their capes that need to be filled after I primed and undercoated them, which is fine. I'll figure out some sort of workaround for that. But I think that's really cool, and I am having a lot of fun. And yeah, that video will come out when it comes out. I have a bunch of videos. I literally wrote like a thing up there of like 10 different videos that I want to do. And once this guy's done, I reckon I can pump the rest of them out pretty quickly and efficiently in a way that is entertaining for you people at home. Other than that, we are going to jump into the hobby headlines, which I have for my own quick headline. Quick business news. I bought a Bambulab X1 Carbon, and you might be calling me a Bambulab fanboy, but I'm not. I just have heard a lot of good things about them, and they look like plug and play. And I legitimately pulled oh no, stop! Like all the stops out on this, and I've bought both the Bambulab X1 Carbon, the AMS system that goes with it, and 2 rolls of PLA, just like the PLA Basic, which I'm super keen to get into. I can guarantee you will be seeing a first impression video on that, similar to what I did with the Saturn III Ultra. I have not touched a 3D printer since I was 17 or 18 years old, when my parents bought me one, and it was a fantastic little printer, but it sucked because it was when printers were sort of first starting to go, and like it took a lot of tweaking and stuff, and it was very proprietary in the way they made it. But then I got another printer from another friend. Hated that thing because it was can't remember what it was. It was some sort of like bootleg thing. and apparently it was a fire hazard, so I sold it to someone else who had a lot more knowledge than me. And now we are going to be going and jumping into the X1 Carbon, which I am very, very excited for. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I figured I'd go pull out all the stops for it by the AMS. I do know that some people have problems with the AMS with it, but I figured I'm just going to use it for my business anyway once it's up and running, and then I have it all calibrated. So I figured I may as well take the chance and give you guys at home an honest review of someone who basically has never touched PLA printers or filament and deep dived into any of that sort of stuff. But enough business news. We have a few new AOS models, and believe it or not, there is a little bit of Games Workshop news this week, unlike last week. They have revealed a new Gryphhound, which I'm not sure if I like. It's got kind of a bushy tail, and I don't know if it's to me whether like the griffin part or like the hound. I guess it makes sense because like Gryphhounds, they kind of had like lion bodies, which is more like I don't know what the thing is. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of like the wolf tail, but overall kind of a cool model. There is also a bunch of new releases coming on Thursday. Warhammer is doing a big face-off between two celebrities. From the looks of it, if you guys have been anywhere on the Warhammer page, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know who these people are, but one's playing Skaven, the other one's playing Stormcast, so probably going to be pretty cool. Very excited to see what they bring with all the new models. I'm hoping... I don't really care about the Stormcast, even though they look pretty cool. I'm really keen to see what they do with the Skaven, especially Rat Ogres, and I would be very surprised if they redo Storm Fiends in the new kits, or like bring a new kit for the Storm Fiends. I'll be surprised, but I'm very excited to see what they bring. I'm a bit of a Skaven fanboy. Tickles the chaos urges inside me. We do also have this big flint and tick looking mother trucker. I have no idea what it is, but according to the Necromunda Facebook page, it's an Enslaver, which sounds like some really cool hive mind Necromunda thing, and it sounds like we're getting bugs in the game. I've never seen what an Enslaver looks like, so I'm purely guesstimating off what other people have said on the Facebook page, and this guy just looks like a big tick. I just kind of want to like take him and put him in a jar of metho, because that's what we used to do with the ones on our dogs. Complete tangent. Yeah, he just looks like an ugly big tick, and I like him because he fits the motif of like being gross and that, but I hate the fact that he looks like a tick. It just, it drives me a little bit insane. But that is everything for the Games Workshop news. We do have, I really want to speak about Napking and all the cool stuff that he does. Today I'm going to be showing you his Revenant release, his Nubric Revenants, which are freaking awesome. Long story short, Napking has been a long part of the 3D printing community for quite a while. He is famous for his Heretic, specifically his Voidwalker sculpts, which I'll probably showcase in over the next few weeks. But like, I want to get a Necron army, and Games Workshop makes some really cool models, but I don't particularly like the looks of all of them. Whereas this Napking in his Revenants, they look freaking sick. He's done some amazing like detailing on them. They are obviously Necron proxies, sort of similar, kind of Terminator 2 vibes. But I think he's taken like the Pharaoh sort of Egyptian vibe a little bit more seriously, and made them look a bit more like cold, unassuming robots. Whereas like obviously Games Workshop had based them off the Necron tier and what they used to look like when they were like fleshy. But I love that this one's leaning more into like the robotic vibe, and I just freaking love it. I definitely will be picking this kit up. Tons and tons of options. The dude is like legitimately forever updating these kits. Like I know the Heretic Voidwalkers, the regular Voidwalkers are getting a bunch of releases. If he ever releases like faction specific stuff, so like I know he's done kind of some alternate sculpts and release those as separate packs, but for the most part he does massive free updates for all of these kits, and I really genuinely admire him for it. And it kind of makes me want to sort of update mine, but I need the time to update it, because sculpting is a very laborious process. And I know I said that I was going to update my bases, and I still am holding myself to that. So there might be something that I do, if not this week or next week, as just a little something rather, so that people who have supported me and bought those, I can do something and give them back a little bit more. So yes. Next up, we do have Ghamak's. I can never know how to pronounce his name, but Ghamak, I think their name is. They have a sick Sci-Fi release, which has a bunch of Tyranid stuff, as well as a bunch of Chaos stuff, and I think as like a release in general. They have hit the motif on the head. The Chaos releases are stunning. I genuinely have never loved a Chaos release from a company more than this. Maybe not Fantasy, but definitely 40k. Absolutely adore what they've done. They've got like a really cool Demon Prince, which I think leads into the Khorne aspects a little bit better than anything. Then also what looks to be kind of like, I don't know if Chaos Warriors or like Warp Talon kind of. They look pretty sick. And then he also has like I think it's a Lictor, and I don't know what the Tyranid equivalent is because I get all the names mixed up. Maybe not an Exocrine, not a Morlock. It's the other one. Not Trigon. A Turvagon, I think, maybe either that, maybe it is a Haruspex, I'm not 100% sure. But he's got some really cool Tyranid releases which have their own like fleshy, unique appeal. And yeah, if you guys want to check them out, I will probably leave links down in the description. If not, just search them up. They're really easy to find on Google. Just depends on whether or not I remember to do my job properly. Next up, we have Maker's Cult. Maker's Cult has so many freaking cool things. They have a bunch of Ogrins. I think there was like a new captain and everything. Ultimately, I feel like Maker's Cult has been one of the OGs of the 3D printing space, and they have been releasing models for yonks. And I absolutely adore every single thing they do. Every release just seems to be unique. They mostly specialize in Astra Militarum proxies, and I love them for that. They kind of give a little bit of love and create proxies for like the lesser known factions and sub-factions of the Militarum, and I genuinely appreciate that, especially the Death Corps of Kree. Death Core of Krieg, I should say, because I had a guy comment on one of my videos saying it's core, not corpse. And my apologies, I am forever in the debt of saying corpse instead of core, but I know that is the correct way to pronounce them. But yes, overall, freaking love the releases, and I'm super keen to maybe pick up the like the Ogryn kind of things. I don't know what they're for. Maybe the Solar Auxilia or the Vestroians, maybe. I think that's what they are. Can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, definitely a very, very cool release from what you can see. Last but not least, a company that I have been subscribed to their emails for months, probably actually years at this point, but Custom Mini Maker is one of the best companies out there if you're looking for basing stuff and sort of like terrain-esque things. They do a bunch of different models and things, but I always love their rollers that they do. As you can see from here, I think they mostly do like, they do a fantasy one week, then they do sci-fi the next week, and I am all for it. They're such unique things, very easy to do, and they come out looking pretty freaking cool. They use clay for theirs, and then cut them out with like their base rim things. But you can just, I assume, probably use Milliput. Make sure you lube it up a lot with either some Vaseline, or even the roller itself with some Vaseline or some water, then you use it. Yeah, I've always wanted to try them out because I see them make videos with it and it looks super, super easy. And like making toppers like that would be so fast and simple. Actually, you know, maybe I'll buy it and try it on my Necrons, because like I've been 3D printing bases for these for that guy and the other ones that I was planning on doing. But maybe, just maybe, I'll try to use the GW bases instead of printing my own and do like the roller things over it. That's definitely something that I could do, and I could kind of mix it up by putting other bits and pieces on. I'm getting ideas now, my brain is flowing, but yes, I definitely might look into that, so keep an eye out for possibly something like that in the future. But unfortunately, that is everything for our hobby headlines this week, and let's jump into this week's hobby hero, which if you haven't heard of them, you've most likely been living under a rock, but Sergio Miniatures. I've probably butchered their name, but alas, you most likely know who I'm talking about. Now, this guy has been in the hobby space for what I can assume years and years, and has to be one of the best painters that I have ever seen. This guy, every time I see one of his Instagram reels, genuinely just my jaw on the floor. He uses colors in such a unique way and has such an iconic style. Like, you see his stuff and you immediately go, that's Sergi. That's 100% their models, and I am all for it. Like I said, they have an iconic style, and the best part about it is they don't gatekeep their style or the way that they paint. This guy literally goes around and does painting tutorials, not only through like his shorts, which he breaks them up in a way that is like, it makes it super tangible and achievable, and more or less inspires me to kind of want to try doing his techniques. Alas, I don't always have the time to put that much effort into a model similar to how he does. But it definitely makes me question whether I paint, and makes me want to sort of explore new things. Especially with like watching his stuff, he does a lot of underpainting with whites and things, and then does like a bit of glazing, he does a bit of brushwork, a bit of texturing, and looks super, super cool. And the best part about him is, if you live in, I'm pretty sure Australia or Europe, America or Europe, he has done in-person masterclasses. Long story short, I think his favorite one of mine that I've ever seen from him is he did like a bunch of Triceratops. Yeah, Triceratops, I'm pretty sure. Or, yeah, sorry, trike models. And they're kind of like a trike with like a big hammer or something, and like a human body. And I absolutely adore it. So some of these photos, I will admit, probably aren't his work, but might actually be some of the stuff that he taught his students. Because I know he does repost the things that his students do. And like, I have seen people who have taken one masterclass from him and just come out with incredibly like amazing results. And like, I would kill to go to one of his classes, because like, I myself want to be able to dedicate more time to painting in general, and kind of challenge myself, because like, I army paint fantastically. I will admit, like, not to humble brag, but I paint armies fast and to a pretty decently high standard. But like, when it comes to display painting, I genuinely want to try and push myself, because like, eventually, maybe down the track, I would want to go for a golden demon, and I want to have the skills to be able to try that and attempt that, and do something that I'm proud of. So overall, I freaking love Sergio's stuff and everything that he does, and I'm super, super keen to see what he does in the future. But alas, I will have to end this video here. So thank you to everyone for your support and watching these videos. I've genuinely never experienced growth like I have in the past week. We went from 800 to 900 subscribers, and we're now sitting at 925 as of the recording of this video. And this is the closest I've ever been to breaking 3-digit follower or subscriber counts. And I just want to say a massive shout out to everyone at home. I genuinely appreciate you. At this point, I'm actually, like, I don't have that many subs, but my business is picking up. The YouTube channel is picking up. My TikTok is picking up. And I am tempted to drop hours at my job to pursue this as a bit more of a thing, a bit more of a serious endeavor, which I'll most likely make a bit of a dedicated update video soon as to what I hopefully plan on doing. But thanks to beautiful people like you at home and the hobby heroes that support me here on this channel, I am one step closer to maybe, just maybe, turning this into a full-time job. So I will quit my insane ramblings and just want to say thank you to everyone for joining. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like on it. If you're new here, don't forget to join our community of hobby heroes by subscribing to the channel. I would love to see your friendly face join our amazing community and possibly share some models with us. The possibility of a Discord is definitely coming up. I am on the cusp of YouTube partner, so I'm tempted to set up that as a bit of an incentive to everyone. Just have it as like a bit of a cheap tier so that everyone can join, say hi, and we can create our own little community over there. So until next time, everyone, I hope you all have a fantastic day and happy hobbying. Bye.